Is it possible to cure IBS permanently? You are going to love my answer and hate it. You will love the yes, because many people do go symptom-free for years. And you will hate the no, because there is no single pill, no single procedure, and no single magic supplement that can cure IBS. The truth sits in between. When you identify your real drivers and work on them in the right order, IBS gets quiet. And for a lot of people, it stays that way. That's what we are going to do in this video. By the end, you will have a clear map of what's actually driving IBS, the 7 levers that make the biggest difference, and a 14-day plan to start getting momentum. No fluff, no fear, no false promises, just clarity. Hi, I'm Bimal from Gutsphere. I have lived this, the flare-ups, the bloating, the anxiety, the endless testing. I eventually realized you don't fix IBS by guessing. You fix it by mapping it, by seeing the system that connects your inputs, your processing, and your outputs. Most advice about IBS sounds confident, but solves a small piece of a big puzzle. Some talk about food, others talk about stress. Some tell you to just heal your gut. But IBS isn't one disease, it's a system problem. Your gut, your brain, your hormones, your sleep, your nervous system, your posture. They are all constantly talking. And once you see your pattern, you can actually change it. So let's start there. IBS stands for Irritable Bowel Syndrome, but that name says nothing about what's really happening. IBS isn't structural, meaning it doesn't usually show up on scans or blood work. It's functional, meaning something in how your gut functions has gone off rhythm. The gut and brain are connected through a massive network of nerves called the gut-brain axis. When that network becomes oversensitive, your body starts misinterpreting normal sensations as pain, urgency, or discomfort. That's called visceral hypersensitivity. The volume knob is turned up. Then there is motility, the rhythm that moves food and waste through your system. In IBS, this rhythm often speeds up or slows down or becomes chaotic. That's why some people rush to the bathroom after meals while others feel stuck for days. There is also the post-infectious imprint. After a bad stomach bug or a round of antibiotics, the gut nerves and immune cells can stay hyperactive long after the infection's gone. If you are someone who gets diarrhea right after fatty foods, that's often a bile acid issue. Too much bile spilling into the colon, pulling water with it. And if you are someone who strains but feels never finished, that could be pelvic floor dyssynergia, the muscles trying to close when you want them to open. All of this sits on top of your microbiome, your immune tone, and your stress system. And here is the key. You probably have 2 or 3 of these mechanisms at play, not all, but enough to create chaos. That combination is what I call your driver stack. Most people blame food, but triggers are about timing and context, not just ingredients. A big late-night meal, a stack of FODMAP food at once, coffee on an empty stomach, alcohol late at night, no sleep, a stressful morning, long car ride or flight, even cold drinks in a cold room. You have probably noticed this. The same meal lands fine one day and terribly the next. That's not random, it's context. When your circadian rhythm, your nervous system, and your gut mechanics are out of sync, the same food hits differently. That's why elimination diets help for a while but do not cure it. They control inputs without fixing the system. So instead of guessing, we will build a simple that turns your chaos into clarity. I want you to picture a simple three-part framework. 1. Your driver stack. The why. 2. The trigger timeline. The when. 3. The vulnerability windows. The where and how. Let's walk through them. Step 1. Driver stack. Think of each system in your body like a dial. Hypersensitivity, motility swings, bile acid imbalance, pelvic mechanics, stress reactivity, sleep rhythm, food load, environment. Which three feels most alive for you right now? Circle them mentally. Those are your top drivers. Step 2. Trigger timeline. Now replay your last bad day. What actually happened? Coffee on an empty stomach at 8 a.m., stress call at 9, no bathroom break till noon, big lunch at 1, sitting all day, dinner late, screens till midnight. When did the symptoms start? 30, 60, 120 minutes later. You will start seeing patterns. Most people realize they don't have random IBS. They have predictable IBS hidden inside a chaotic day. Step 3. Vulnerability windows. These are the times your gut is most fragile. Mornings after poor sleep. Days you wake up anxious. Travel weeks. Cold offices. Hormonal shifts. Allergy seasons. Once you see these three panels together, you can write one clear sentence that explains your IBS better than the most lab reports. It sounds like this. My IBS-M is driven by motility swings and stress reactivity. I flare when I skip breakfast and drink coffee on an empty stomach, especially during travel or Sunday nights. That sentence gives you something most people never have, a way to act strategically. Now that you have your map, let's talk levers. These are 7 things you can adjust gently and systematically and in sequence. Because here is the golden rule. Sequence beats intensity. Don't do everything. Do the next right thing in the right order. Lever 1. Sleep and circadian rhythm. This is where 90% of people underestimate the impact. Your gut has clocks, literal biological clocks. When you shift your sleep and meal timing, those clocks go out of sync and motility and sensitivity go haywire. So, wake up at roughly the same time every day. Within 30 minutes, get the morning light within an hour of waking. Eat breakfast at a consistent time. Have caffeine with food, not before. Cut it off about 8 hours before bed. Make your last meal 3 hours before bedtime. And dim screens 90 minutes before sleep. Do that for 1 week and you will already notice less chaos. Lever 2. Nutrition and hydration. We are not doing an elimination diet here. We are doing a pattern correction. Space your meals evenly in a 10 to 12 hour window. Half oversized portions. Sweep out sugar alcohols, sorbitol, xylitols, mannitol, maltitol. Pair caffeine and alcohol with food if you can't skip 100%. And if you suspect FODMAPs, don't go nuclear. Remove one cluster for a week, then reintroduce systematically. Hydrate with steady sips throughout the day. Skip the icy chugs on an empty stomach. That alone can stop dozens of daily bloating flares. Lever 3. Stress and nervous system. IBS isn't just in the gut, it's in the wiring. Your vagus nerve, the highway between gut and brain, amplifies or quiets symptoms depending on your stress tone. So pick one 10-minute calming practice you will actually do. Breathing, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, journaling, doesn't matter which. Mark your anticipatory stress moments. Travel, work calls, public speaking, and preempt them with calm. Twice a day, give yourself 10 minutes of no symptom scanning. Don't check, don't analyze. Let your brain rest. And 3 times a day, soften your body, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, relax your belly. Sounds but it's a nervous system cold. Lever 4, movement and mechanics. Your gut moves when you do. Break long sitting every hour. Stand, stretch, or walk for 2 minutes. Add a 10-minute walk after meals. It reduces bloating and improves motility. In the bathroom, use a footstool or squatty posture. Knees above hips. Lean forward. Relax. Never strain. If you lift heavy or do HIIT, make sure you are not bracing your abdomen excessively. That pressure can lock the outlet muscles. Consistent, gentle movements beats intense detox weeks every time. Lever 5, microbiome. Here is where most people waste money. Probiotics are tools, not saviors. If the terrain, your sleep, stress, and timing is chaotic, no capsule will fix it. Focus on diversity. Rotate plants you tolerate, not random fiber bombs. If fermented foods feel fine, add a spoon or two a day, not jars. Change one variable at a time and wait 72 hours to nudge. Your microbiome rewards consistency more than novelty. Lever 6, environment. This one invisible but powerful. Your gut reacts to the world you live in. Light, temperature, noise, air quality. Cold offices, icy drinks, loud environments, artificial light late at night, all tell your nervous system, stay alert. But your gut only relaxes when you do. So bright days, dim lights, fresh air, quiet breaks. 10 minutes outside can reset both your circadian rhythm and your microbiome. Lever 7, clinical navigation. Bring your map to your clinician. If you have IBS-D with urgency after fatty meals, ask about bile acid diarrhea. If you are IBS-C or mixed and always feel incomplete, ask about pelvic floor dysfunction or dyssynergia testing. If your flares align with your cycle or allergies, discuss hormonal or histamine modulation. And remember, if new red flags appear, bleeding, weight loss, anemia, night symptoms, escalate fast. Precision care saves years of trial and error. Here's how to start without overwhelm. Days 1 to 3, anchor your wake time and meals. Get morning light, caffeine with food, hydrate gently. Days 4 to 7, cut sugar alcohols and FODMAP stacks. Add 10-minute post-meal walks. Move dinner earlier, dim lights and screens before bed. Days 8 to 10, add one daily calming practice. Mark stress triggers on your calendar. Introduce no scan time for your brain. Days 11 and 14, focus on bathroom posture, breathing, and environmental tweaks. Reassess your one-sentence hypothesis. Are your flares still random or starting to make sense? Predictability is the first sign of progress. If you want to make this easier, we have built the app you can use. It's free, it takes less than a minute a day, and they turn this into a living experiment rather than another diet. And if you want help connecting the dots, the Gutsphere Copilot does this magically. You log your sleep, stress, meals, and symptoms once a day. The app builds your driver stack, your trigger timeline, and your vulnerability windows for you. It doesn't replace your clinician. It helps you show up informed, calm, and in control, because IBS isn't cured by guessing. It's cured by awareness, patterns, and precision. So, can you cure IBS permanently? Not with a pill, not with a superfood, but yes, you can live symptom-free for years when you understand your system. You just learn the 7 levers that move the needle: sleep, nutrition, stress, movement, microbiome, environment, and clinical guidance. You learn to map your pattern instead of memorizing someone else, and you have got a 2-week plan to make it real. If this helps you, share your one-sentence IBS hypothesis in the comments, your subtype, your triggers, and your most predictable flare window. I will read them and suggest which lever I would start with first. Precision beats willpower. When the right lever meets the right day, your symptoms stop feeling random and momentum starts. I am Bimal. This is Gutsphere. Be the scientist of your own body, and let's make your gut quiet again.